Hello beautiful people, how you all doing today? Welcome back to my channel. So on this channel I'll be dropping beautiful content on sewing tutorials, DIY tutorials for you all to sew and change or spice up your wardrobe. So for today I'll be using this yard of ankara. It's 1 yard of ankara fabric. It's called African prate fabric, to make a shirred top or a smoking top, as we all know. So this is the fabric I'm using. I'm going to be folding my fabric into four like so. I'll fold my fabric into four like so. Then it depends on how much you want the smoking top to be or the shirred top to be. So from this edge I'll be taking, let's say I'll be taking 7.5 inches all the way down, 7.5 all the way down, 7.5 inches. Then I'll come here also, I'll be taking 7.5 inches all the way down. Then I'm going to roll it out like so. I'll connect all the lines together. Now this automatically serve as a space in which my smoking top is going to be gathered together. On the upper part I'm going to be rolling my starting line. Now this shirt top I'm making, as seen on the thumbnail, it's an off-shoulder shirt top with a strap you can tie. So from this place that I mark here, from my starting line, I'm going to be taking 8 inches down to where my top is going to stay. I want my top to be, let's say 19. I want my top to be 19 inches, then 1 extra inches for seam allowance, which I'm going to mark down like so. Now this starting line automatically serve as my chest line. So from this place I'm going to be taking in my bust measurements. My bust is 38 divided by 4 will give me 9.25. This is 9.25 like so. Then I'm going to be putting in half an inch allowance, or let's say, no, I don't want it to be too bulky by the side, so let me use half an inch allowance here. Then on this line I'm going to be putting in my waist measurement. My waist measurement is 29 divided by 4 will give me 7.25. So I'll find my 7.25 like so. Then I'll put in my half inch for seam allowance. Same thing I have there, same thing I'm going to put there. 7.25 for my waist, then half an inch allowance. Then I'll connect this line to this line like so. I'll connect the lines together like so, and that is it. Now in this place I'll be leaving 1 inch for my M line, 1 inch for my M line, 1 inch for my M line. As you can see on the thumbnail, the upper part of it, like 1 inch, was not shirred, it wasn't smoked. So this will serve as the place I'm going to fold. I'm going to be folding this will serve it like so. Then I'll roll it out like so. So I'm going to be cutting it out for you guys to see. I'll cut it out. So I have here with me now, I have one piece for the front and one piece for the back. Don't forget to always mark out your back to know which one serve as the back and which one serve as the front. So this is it here with me. I'm going to be smoking it. I'm going to be sharing it with 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch seam allowance interval in it. So what I'm going to do is, from here I'm going to leave my 1 inch, 1 inch. That is how I'll smoke it. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Note, I'm taking this 1 inch on the front line, on the front of my fabric, so I will know what I'm shedding 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. And this automatically, I'm leaving this place here like so, because by the time I go ahead and fold this place and I hem it, then I'm going to be leaving this place down like so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the 1 inch on it like so, straight down, 1 inch, 1 inch like so. I've gone ahead to mark and draw out my lines. The lines are 1 each interval in between them. Then on this M side, I left about 3.5 inches, which I'm going to be use 1 inch for my M allowance, and the remaining one is just going to be left out like that to sort of create like a peplum effect. I hope you all understand what I'm saying. So the same thing I did to the front, the same thing I'm going to be doing to the back. Then I will take it to the sewing machine. I will hem the upper part, the down part. Then I will show you how I'm going to shade this top. Before going over to the sewing machine to shade our top or smoke our top, I've already cut out the strap I'm using. The width of the strap is 2.5 inches. This is 2.5 inches, and then the length I'm working with, for each strap is, this is 36 inches. The length I'm working with is 36 inches. Now each of them is going to be 4. I have 4 strap with me. That is 2 for one side, 2 for the other side. I hope you understand that. And again, for you to know where you will place your strap, where the strap is going to stay on the bodies or on the top. Now from this my line here, from this line here, I'm going to be marking out 4 inches. It's sort of my nipple to nipple measurement. 4 inches, that is 7.5 plus half an inch allowance divided by 2 will give me 4 inches. So this 4 inches is where I'll be attaching my strap. So I'm going to indicate that even when I'm hemming the upper part, I'm still going to indicate that by notching it, and after I hem it, I'm going to mark it down so I will know that this is the place my strap is going to stay. I will do the same thing for the back also. So now let's go over to the sewing machine to hem the upper part, the down part of our blouse, and also shade our top. Then we come back and see how beautiful it fits. So I'm going to be taking one of the strap like so, and I'm going to sew down, making sure that I'm not sewing the front, I'm not sewing the front but the back of it. So this is it. I'm folding it into 2, then I'm going to sew like so. Always remember to back stitch your sewing. When you don't back stitch it, it loses. Out with the help, if you have a loop turner, you can use a loop turner, but with the help of a screwdriver, I'll be turning this inside out. You can also use a safety pin also to turn this inside out in case there is no screwdriver in place and you don't have a loop turner. You can use a safety pin to just turn it inside out. Same goes for the remaining 3 piece. I'm going to be doing that like so. Then I'll take it over to my pressing board, and then I'll iron it flat like so. So I've gone ahead to end my down part, my up part. Then I've also marked out, you can see it here, I've marked out the 4 inches for where my strap will be. I've marked it out. You remember I notched it before, so I've marked it out to know where I notch. So what I'm going to be doing next is on this place that I have my lines, I've already passed my smoking thread, my sharing thread. I've passed it under my short sew. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to be sewing it on this line straight down. But before that, I noticed this 1 inch allowance, like 1 inch interval for the line is too big for me, so I'm going to be sewing it at half an inch instead of 1 inch as I drawn before. So I'm going to be using half an inch all through. I hope you understand. So I'm going to do 1 for us to see. I'll do 1 or 2 for us to see.
Patronize us.
So I went ahead to attach my straps, and then I joined the 2 sides together. As you can see, the top look perfectly well on my body. So if you want just to be longer, then you do your desired length, top length. So if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up, like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you.